Alright, what's up guys, and welcome to the first video for Project Blackout. So before we get started building this thing, we got to get everything stripped down so we have all the parts we need. And that is going to include getting the rest of the Denali, that thing all stripped down. I got the engine already pulled. Me and Blaze pulled that a couple weekends ago, so that is already out. So now at the moment all that's left is some of the wiring harness and the seats. I'm going to save all that because I don't know if I'm going to be using it or not, so I'll keep that just in case. And then we got to get the Silverado torn down, the bed and the cab off that. And then once that is done, we can get that pulled in the shop and get the rest of those parts either sold or hauled off to scrap. All right, I guess we'll see if she'll start up. What do you think, Blaze? Think it'll...
Every time.
Dude, she usually works like a charm. Let's see. Should fire up. Alright guys, update, the cab is off. We got that put over here on the side. It may or may not have a couple extra dents on it. I don't know how those got there. I think it was your fault, Cassie. Did you do it? Yeah. Did you have too much fun with the tractor?
Yeah.
So anyways, this is going to sit here on the side until I get the last couple things I want pulled out of it, and then it'll head to scrap. I think I'm going to cut out this part of the firewall so I can graft this part into the Jeep. That way I'll be able to use all OEM AC stuff. And yeah, nothing will be custom as far as lines, so that'll work good. But let's go ahead and start pulling the... What? Jesus. All right, on that note, we're gonna go ahead and start pulling the bed. And then, yeah, pretty much down to the frame at that point, and then we can start working on it. So let's get this pulled. Yeah, I'll be honest, that's my fault. I missed it a little bit. I got these new glasses and I don't know if they're working quite on par yet, but well, we're here, so I guess we'll go ahead and strap down this bed so we can get it sold. This should come out good, right? You did a lot of body work. You think it's good?
No.
It's not gonna come out?
No.
Show the viewers what we got here. Bring it a little closer. I think this will come out. A lot of this was already here prior, so I know I tapped it with the tractor. I didn't really do much damage. because it was already like this. So I might have added a tiny dent, but this was already here. I know it looks fresh and there's fresh paint peeling off, but don't worry about that. That was already there.
Just hammer it down and fill it in with all metal. And then
See, yeah, drop a comment down below if you want to see us fill this with JB Weld.
I'll fill it with Bondo.
And we'll repair it.
And I'll make it look
This nice bed liner is also coming up too, which is, this was already like this. Once again, I did not
It's
do
one of
any
those
that.
pop-in bed liners.
We're gonna have to cut the video there, guys. We're running into technical difficulties left and right here. Don't worry though, we will get the bed off. I know it's a we got this. Teamwork and we'll make it. What do you think of my nice shop dog? This is the good one. That one over there is for sale. Drop a comment down below if you want to buy that one. Why are you shaking your head no?
No.
We're keeping this one though. Oh, he's so cute. Got it. Yeah, you just gotta go fucking Okay, we have made decent progress. We now have the body and the bed off of the Silverado, so now that is ready to eventually get pulled in here so we can start stripping the rest of it off. We're going to get that engine pulled out or potentially leave it in for now to fit the cab, but probably going to pull it out and put the 6.2 in it as well as the 6L80E. And then we have some other surprises that we're going to be putting into it, so you have to stay tuned for those. And yeah, we got to get the rest of the Denali stripped so we have everything from that, and that can go away. Get some of this junk hauled off. We don't need it here. We got a lot of the parts out of the Denali that we're going to be potentially using. Undecided. I'll wait until I get to that point if I want to use those, but made some good progress so far. I think we're going to tear most of the Denali apart tonight and get that done and taken care of. We got the bed off after a few bolts that were left. I don't know who left those or forgot them, but nonetheless, we got them out and we got the one bolt cut and it is off. So that is good. And then, yeah, it's dented to crap, so we're going to have to just scrap that. It already had all those dents in it.
I was going to fix it.
Yeah, Blaze is going to fix those right up. The bed's probably going with him, which will be great, so I don't have to have it on my property. And he has a flatbed, so he can haul it home this weekend. Yeah? And I got the tractor, so we'll go ahead and load that up tonight, probably when he's sleeping. We'll see. Well guys, we are out here unloading the chassis. It's the next day, and yeah, it's lifted up in the air, but I think we have a bit much weight on the tractor. I think we might be maxing it out, which is fine. We're gonna try getting it the rest of the way off. It just with the axle twisted on the back and the front, I'm hoping that I can get it off with the tractor because it's a lot easier. So we're gonna jack up the back here and try to get it moved up, and then we should be good. But yeah, here we go. So I finally got the dash out of this thing. I was trying to take it out nice without destroying it because I might use it in the Comanche. But it is finally out. Now I got to get the rest of the harness out. I'm wanting to use that. Cassie's over there working on getting the seats out. So we're making some progress. Definitely sucks on these newer vehicles. They really pack everything in there super tight, so it can take a little bit to get out. Progress update, guys. We are now ripping the headliner down to get all the electrical out. Oh, you cut yourself. We can't show that on camera. We'll get demonetized, and we don't need none of that. We got to fund the project somehow. But yeah, it feels like we're not making, well, it looks like we're not making progress, which sucks. But we kind of are, so yeah, we're gonna keep ripping this headliner out. Kind of feels good to rip something. You're making some good progress.
I can't get the pliers in there to cut it.
Just give her the good old rip. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Get aggressive with it, Cassie. Hey, you got it. You're so strong. All right, guys, so we got a bunch out of the Denali, got the dash and a bunch of other stuff. Got the inner secondary dash piece they have, columns out. We still have the rest of the wiring harness and a few other things. Cassie's working on that. We also got the seats out. All right, guys, many hours later, we've made some decent progress on getting the Denali stripped. We got the entire dash out as well as all the wiring. Pretty much everything out of this thing that we're going to be using or potentially using. Not sure yet until we start on the build, but it is all stripped. We're getting ready to roll it outside since we are done with it. And then now that we're done with this, getting it all completely stripped, we can either haul it off to scrap, or we are going to try selling it and see if we can't get some money from the parts that are left in it. So we'll get this outside and gone, and then we'll pull in the chassis from the Silverado that we got the cab and the bed off, and we can start tearing that apart, get the engine out, and get the 6.2 in it. All right, guys, so we have everything moved. The Denali's over there as well as the Silverado's going away. And then we got this one stripped down, cab and bed are off. I'm going to keep the cab for now and take off the parts as I need them, and then I'll get rid of that later. But we got the chassis in here, which is good. Got that up on stands in the front so I can get the lower control arm replaced so it is movable. We loosened this back axle and straightened it out. It was a little tweaked. All we did is loosen it and it slid right back forward. Doesn't look like it's bent, the actual housing itself. It should be good. It did bend this shock bracket, so I will end up taking the shock off there, straightening that out, and I was planning on bracing those or boxing those in a little bit so they're stronger. We'll kind of see where we go from there once we're at that point, but yeah, made some good progress this weekend. Special shout out to Blaze and Cassie. She's moving some stuff right now. Oh, there's Cassie. So special shout out to those guys. They helped a bunch. We got a lot of stuff moved, and we can start making some good headway on this. Get the engine, trans, and all that torn out. Get the new one sat in there, and then start fitting the cab. Get that fit, and then after that, we'll start putting all the cool parts on it that we have. So stay tuned for the cool parts. But that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.